Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Kid Brave. So, I had to end up sending you guys this content of my new Six Samurai deck list. This is a deck replay, so you guys can honestly see the deck laid out. And then I can honestly just click back over to the deck list after the deck replay that I have recorded here. So the setup of the deck is honestly going to be ran off of like heavy combo decks, like the new Dinos, Drytron, Tri-Brigades. Yeah, mainly those are the kind of decks that I guess are kind of popping off in my head right now. So yeah, without further ado, man, let's definitely just get into it. I'll commentate throughout the lines of plays, the activations, and the end board. So right now we have Smoke Signal, Keyzon, She and I, Dark Ruler No More, and Six Sams United. And I just want to say as a side note too, I've been busting my butt trying to make sure that this deck honestly is right and nice for this this format from this recent ban list. And I think I honestly got it right. I have been kind of messing around with like 4 of the cards out of the deck. And again, I could definitely show you guys, I will show you guys that deck list once this recording is over. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, I'm going to act like I am going second. So I'm going to go ahead and drop Dark Ruler No More to negate my 10 negate board that my opponent has on the field. And then go into Smoke Signal to get Mizuho. Then I'm going to activate United, and I'm going to summon She and I and Mizuho to get 2 counters. And then I'm going to activate Bamboo Sword. Bamboo Sword is going to allow me to get any bamboo card from my deck once it goes to the graveyard. So I'm going to activate United to just search more into the deck. I got some pretty decent cards, so I'm going to summon She and I because I have a Mizuho on the field. I'm going to send the She and I and Mizuho that have the the Bamboo Sword on it. I'm going to summon Assault. I'm going to get Connector because I don't need to activate his effect anymore. I already normal summoned. And then I'm going to mill with a Soul's Effect to get Bamboo. I did forget to get the other Bamboo, so I believe you're going to see me get both of those effects. Yep, so I'm going to grab both of those. Alright, I'm going to activate Broken. And I'm going to activate Golden. And I literally got some nice top deckings from Golden's effect. So from there, I'm going to go into Dojo and Temple, send Assault and Fuma to get into Shogun by sending Connector to get Gateway. Gateway is going to activate, and then I'm going to special summon Keyzon. And then that's going to really start the infinite loop that I'm going to get into. So I'm going to activate Gateway to take 4 counters. I'm going to get Mizuho from the grave and special summon it, and then I'm going to gain counters. Activate Gateway again to get She and I and special summon She and I. And now I have the infinite loop, so I'm going to get all my 6 Samurai monsters from the deck to the hand and from the graveyard. I'm going to send 4 for Saruja, and then I'm going to activate Saruja's effect to get 4. And then send 3. Gonna go back and get my 6 hand monsters. So I'm gonna activate Saruja's effect. So this is part of the combo play. I'm gonna activate Saruja's effect to be able to special summon Fuma from the hand, which is my tuner that's gonna allow me to be able to go into this broken board that I'm about to get into. So I'm gonna special summon Keyzon, get Mizuho, special summon Mizuho. Okay, so I misclicked. So I'm going to end up getting into 2 Keyzon and Fuma, and I'm going to synchro those off. 4 Trishula. So Trishula is going to be the first card that I'm going to hit from my opponent's hand. And this is going to be like, kind of like a placeholder to remind me how many cards I've ripped from my opponent's hand. Next thing I'm going to summon is Kizan and Mizuho. And I'm going to send all 4 to go into a second Saruja. I don't need to activate Saruja's effect anymore really to be able to search, because I'm just really just going to be searching just to search, or to draw to just draw. So I'm going to activate Saruja's effect to get my second summon of Fuma. This time I'm going to go into a Synchro 8. And that's going to be Omega. Omega is going to activate his effect, which is going to rip a second card from my opponent's hand this turn. I'm going to activate Kizan's effect, Zuho's effect, and Shiinai's effect. And I'm going to go into my third Saruja. Getting my 6 Samurai monsters from the grave. I'm going to activate Saruja's effect, go summon Fuma, Kizan, Mizuho. And then this is going to be my first negate, which is going to be Borlo. Borlo is going to get Saruja, so it's going to have 4 counters on it. Special summon Kizan, another Kizan, and then I'm gonna go into Emerald, which is gonna send one of the materials, and then it's going to send Saruja back, Trishula back, and Shogun back. And I'm gonna draw, and then special summon Mizuho, and then a Kizan, so I can send all 4 to get into another Saruja. Sorry guys, I feel like I got something in my throat. Saruja is going to activate to get Fuma, Mizuho, and then I'm going to go into Herald. And then I'm going to send, sorry about that. And then I'm just going to send those 4 that I had on the board to be able to get into Appaloosa. So honestly, this is the end of the board. So right now, this is nutty. I got 4 negates, as you guys know, with Appaloosa. That's at 3,200. I got Borlo that has 4 counters on it, that has 4 negates, and then I have Herald here. And then I've already, used basically Dark Realm no more. I ripped 2 cards from my opponent's hand. If I really wanted to, I could have gone into another Tarantula and popped another card from my opponent's hand. And if for some reason they have something busted, like a, I don't know, like a Dark Ruler no more, or I don't know, Winged Dragon or Raw, something where they just kind of just wiped my board and I had nothing. You can clearly see that I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards to follow back off of. And then I would have ended up getting Omega back. So I could have ended up summoning him, going to another Saruja. God. Okay. So yeah, I have Saruja here. So, yep, could have got Omega. Okay, yeah, so I couldn't have really cycled back my Sarujas because Omega would need to go into the grave to be able to do that. So what I could have done is maybe crashed. But the crazy thing too that I'm honestly missing, that I'm failing to mention, is that Temple is going to have my opponent lose all of its monsters' attacks. So even if they did have all the busted cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Period, they could not attack over my life points or over my board, because their attack is going to be at 0. Because I already did my infinite loop, I just kind of fast forwarded and failed to mention that. So it was an infinite loop to be able to get me to all of this for me to be able to special summon Fuma, to get into my Sarujas that I ended up getting into, just mainly just being able to play. So I declared 1,000,000 counters basically from my loop, so I have 1,000,000 counters on Temple, and it takes away 100 attack from my opponent for each Prosciutto counter. I have 1,000,000 on here, so all their attacks are going to be at 0. So they lost 2 cards, they're going through 9 negates, they have 0 attack, and I have follow-up plays for the next turn. Even if it was just really like low monsters like this and I just spam 6 samurai monsters, I have infinite counters on Gateway, so I can literally use its first effect, which says 2 counters, target 1 6 samurai monster or Shein effect monster that gains 500 attack until the end of this turn. This isn't a once per turn, so I could literally use this like 100 times. Just say I activated it 100 times, boost up Kizan, Mizuho, any of my 6 samurai monsters to 10,000 and just attack for game or attack over one of their monsters. So whatever happens, I literally have game. It's just me really just waiting for my opponent to really just pass their turn so I can just end it for them. So let's just click over to the deck list so we can just talk a little bit further about that. I had instead of the other ones that I had. But as you can see, it's pretty nasty. I have a maxed out amount of Prosciutto counters that I can pretty much run for 6 samurais right now. I'm praying to God that Gateway comes back to at least 2 or 3, but like my boy Blots actually pointed out that I think he might be right. If this does come back to 3, it's probably going to get errata, where it's like a hard once per turn, and that would definitely kill the deck. So I definitely don't want that. I'm cool with 1. And then I have pretty much just the staple 6 samurai monsters that I think you honestly really just need to have to be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And to be able to get to the end board of where you want to see. Kizan is busted, you definitely need it. And then these are the 3 monsters that you need to be able to like infinite loop. Fuma's good because as you can see, I abuse the crap out of him to be able to get my end board that I'm looking for. And then Flint is good because I can actually special summon for a link material, or I could just special summon to special summon one of these from my hand if they're like a dead card. And then I got Pot of Greed. Let me show this over here. So I got the Pot of Greed engine going on here. If I open up with any one of these, I pretty much get the other one through just a soul summon, and I can draw 2. Just in case I have a brick hand, I don't have enough Prosciutto counters, looking for like an extender, just whatever. I can get this and I can be able to play. Next things up is this being a Living Fossil, which is an equip spell that you guys already know. If you don't, it's an equip spell that allows me to continue to push further into my deck for me to be able to have extenders, to be able to get to where I need to go. There's some draw cards, search cards, smoke signal search cards, Dorindo's extender, and then these 10 here are pretty much really interchangeable. Like I could really switch these. I usually switch these out by game 2 and game 3. I think it's just so crazy how I can run 10 cards to side out from here and literally push for game 2 and 3 basically. This is kind of this little engine I'm thinking about taking out. I did like it in there just so I can be able to drop Troll, bait out Effect Veiler, Ash, PD Crow, take out PD Crow, Skullmeisters, just any of those cards I can really just hit. Or even if they have Never, I can know how to play accordingly so I can know what to do going into my plays. So I like it for that, but I'm realizing when I test my hands, I'll notice I'll either have this like engine in my hand, or I'll have my 6 samurai monsters with Prosciutto counters. Like this is literally the perfect world of like what I want. If I see these cards, then I'm gonna run that, and this card becomes kind of a dead card in hand. So I definitely don't want dead cards in hand. I want to be able to have like extenders as far as for like monsters, to be able to go into a soul, to reach towards going into Shogun, or just really just spell cards just in case they pop me with like Gamma or something like that, where I need to revive my monsters like a Monster Reborn or Legacy Chalice or whatever the case may be. Just being able to have those kind of cards. So right now I'm playing with the cards that you guys already saw me kind of just messing around with. I think Engage is busted. The other striker card, which is this right here. And I can tell you guys in a second why I wanted to run these cards. Last one was let me think, what was it? I know it was an Instant Fusion. Dang, I can't think of it on the top of my head. There was one other card, maybe it might come to me once I get done with the deck list, but these three cards are really good because it allows me to be able to actually get to another. Oh, I remember. It was another Mizuho. So these are the four cards that I honestly was kind of messing around with. I'll continue to keep playing around with it to replace these guys. But the ideal concept behind this is really for me to be able to have another warrior that I could be able to get into. Mizuho basically is if I just get into a Shienai or a Keyzon, I can just special summon from the hand. You know, Phantom Knight allows me to be able to set, activate as a warrior. This is another warrior, so counter spell warrior. And then we already know what Engage does. It's a free draw, and it also allows me to search this card. So I thought this Synergize would be pretty good. You know, neither one of these are going to be a dead card, you know, and it just would allow me to be able to push further. As far as for the extra deck, I got the staples, Shogun, Assault, Saruja, Appaloosa, Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is really going to end up being for my level 1 monsters here. And then I got number 60, Emerald, Cowboy, Trishula, Omega, Borload, and Herald. So I only showed you guys one side of the deck as far as for really kind of like the WinCon board. That's more of like kind of like the friendlier board with like a bunch of negates that you typically see in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. The other one is honestly the FTK. Between really these four cards right here, I can kind of this and then Saruja. So really just need those 5 cards to be able to really synergize around the FTK loop. And I'm assuming that you guys out there aren't all Six Samurai fans, at least not yet. Shameless plug. But it definitely allows you to be able to FTK your opponent, and I can show you guys that combo loop that actually will be coming, you know, sometime soon. Just got to get the content together for that. But I think that this would be a good start for me to kind of just get things going. Again, I apologize, guys, for not really having the deck, you know, any content coming out. You know, especially with my 6 Samurais and the deck list and like, you know, just content for it. You know, if you guys hadn't known, I have a 6-month-old son that definitely takes up quite a bit of time. So right now, as we speak, I am recording this at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I hope you guys honestly stuck around this long. I know it's kind of a lengthy one. I thought it would be good for me to kind of just let you guys know, like, hey, I'm, you know, planning on pushing furthermore with like more content. Then you guys know about 6 Samurai and like what I've been kind of just creating and kind of just messing around and playing with. I'll definitely be messing around with this deck more in the sense of this kind of being like my major project as far as for the deck that I'll be playing with for this format. You know, just kind of just tweaking in and messing around. Like these cards are just interchangeable, like, you know, like super easy. I feel like negate boards definitely hurt me a whole lot, and there's not really a lot of back row decks except me probably seeing Sky Strikers because of Engage, Elich, probably just any variant of invokes, or I'm sorry, dogmatica variances. But you know, I can honestly, if I can negate their monsters, then I can pretty much continue to keep playing. So yeah, this is basically the deck list. You know, you guys saw the combo. I hope you guys like it. If you did, please definitely give it a thumbs up and a like, and please share it to your friends, just so we can definitely get that algorithm up and be able to continue to have content like this. So in the meantime, I just want to say thank you guys so much for checking out my content, and